Wake up. You're not tired. You're just comfortable. You're not out of chances. You've just settled. This is not about ability. It's about will. And most people lose their will the moment life becomes good enough. Every single day, people with half your talent are winning. Why? Because they're willing to do what you won't. Not what you can't, what you won't. That's the brutal truth most people don't want to hear. Comfort is the enemy. It doesn't show up in your life screaming, "I'm here to ruin you." It shows up as a cozy bed, a steady paycheck, and a voice that says, "You're doing fine." But listen closely. Fine is where dreams go to die. Good enough is the death of great. You were built for something more, but you can't chase greatness with your feet up and your guard down. This isn't a message for the soft. This is for the people who feel that pull inside, the ones who know they're meant for more, but keep getting lulled to sleep by the illusion of ease. Comfort won't ask you to give up your dreams. It'll just distract you long enough to make you forget them. So if you're still here, still listening, still breathing, it means the dream isn't dead, but it's drowning, and it's time you started swimming again. The thing about comfort is, it doesn't attack you. It doesn't come with red flags or warning sirens. It's a slow poison, served in small doses, dressed up as rest, balance, or taking it easy. You don't even notice it's killing your drive until it's already halfway done. First, it convinces you to skip that workout. Then it tells you to wait till Monday to start that goal. Then, it whispers, "You're not ready yet," every time you want to try something big. And before you know it, you're living a life that looks fine on the outside, but feels empty on the inside. That's how comfort works. It steals your urgency. And when there's no urgency, there's no action. And without action, dreams rot, ideas fade, potential dies. What's worse? Comfort makes you feel like you're in control, like you're choosing this life. But the truth is, comfort is choosing for you. It's deciding how much you grow. It's deciding what chances you take. It's deciding who you become. And the more you feed it, the weaker you get. Not physically, but mentally, spiritually, emotionally. Because the more you run from discomfort, the more you start to believe you can't handle it. But here's the truth. You can. You just haven't in a while. And the only way to take your life back is to take your discomfort back. If comfort is the enemy, then discomfort is your ally. Not the loud kind, not the pain that breaks you, the quiet, stretching kind, the one that says, "This is hard, but it's building something." Every time you step outside your comfort zone, you're not just doing something different, you're becoming someone stronger. Discomfort is not punishment. It's progress in disguise. It's life handing you the resistance you need to grow your mental muscle. Think about it. The gym doesn't work without resistance. Neither does your mind. Neither does your character. You don't build grit by coasting. You build it by sweating, struggling, and still showing up. But here's the part people miss. Discomfort isn't always dramatic. Sometimes it's just doing the boring work no one sees. Waking up earlier, sticking to your word, doing the hard thing when the easy way is right there. Growth doesn't come from big leaps. It comes from daily friction. Choosing the hard thing over the comfortable thing again and again, until the hard thing becomes who you are. And here's the wild part. The more you chase discomfort, the less scary it becomes. You stop fearing failure. You stop fearing change. You start walking into challenges like, good, this is where I'm supposed to be. Because now, discomfort is not a threat. It's a compass. It points to the place your dream is hiding. And if you follow it, it will lead you to who you were always meant to become. One day you'll look back, and the question won't be, was I comfortable? It'll be, did I become who I could have been? And if the answer is no, it won't be because life was too hard. It'll be because comfort was too easy. Regret doesn't show up right away. It waits. It hides behind busy schedules, small talk, but it's always there, growing stronger every time you hit snooze on your purpose. The people with the most regret in life aren't the ones who failed. They're the ones who never tried. They're the ones who had the talent, the time, the ideas, but not the fire. Because comfort lulled them to sleep. It made them trade their fire for convenience, their drive for distraction. And the pain of that kind of regret, it doesn't just sting. It haunts. It whispers in quiet moments, "You could have been more." And by the time most people realize it, the window is already closed. But you still have time. You still have the choice to do something that will make your future self proud instead of sorry. To push past comfort now so you don't live with pain later. This isn't about hustle for the sake of hustle. This is about being able to sit with yourself years from now and say, "I didn't waste it." Not the time, not the gift, not the life. So how do you break free? You start by realizing this. You don't need motivation. You need movement. Motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. But discipline? That's how you kill comfort before it kills your potential. You take one uncomfortable step, then another, then another. It won't feel good at first. It's not supposed to. That's the point. Growth never comes with a welcome mat. You don't need a perfect plan. You need a decision. Decide to stop negotiating with your excuses. Decide to stop waiting for the right time, because that time is a lie. Comfort tells you so you stay still. The right time is now. The path isn't clear. Start walking anyway. You don't feel ready? Neither did anyone who ever did anything great. You don't have to move fast. You just have to move forward. Start the project. Sign up for the challenge. Make the call. Shut off the distractions. Get uncomfortable. On purpose. Because every small step you take away from comfort, you take one giant step closer to who you really are. You stop being someone who waits and start becoming someone who wins. Not because it was easy, but because they were willing. And that's the key. Willingness. You don't have to be the smartest, strongest, or most talented. You just have to be the one who refuses to shrink back when it's hard. And if you're willing to choose discomfort today, your future self will look back and say, "That was the moment it all changed." This isn't just about discipline. It's not just about chasing goals. It's about something bigger. It's about identity. When you run from discomfort, you don't just lose progress. You lose yourself. You become a smaller version of who you were born to be. And deep down, you can feel it, that disconnect between the life you're living and the life you were meant for. But here's the truth most people forget. You weren't built for comfort. You were built to conquer, to create, to carry weight with strength, not hide from it in fear. And you can feel that fire, can't you? It might be quiet now. It might be buried under years of delay, distraction, and doubt. But it's still there, waiting for you to pick it back up. That fire, that's the real you. The version of you that doesn't make excuses. The version that shows up even when no one's watching. The version that doesn't need approval, because they already have conviction. That's who you are. And every time you choose discomfort over convenience, you get closer to that version of yourself. You stop betraying your own potential. You stop lying to yourself about tomorrow. You start living in a way that feels like truth again. Because real purpose isn't found in silence and safety. It's found in the struggle, the sweat, the stretch. It's found when you say, "I know this is hard, and I'm doing it anyway." That's when you remember. You were never here to play small. You were here to make impact. And comfort can't give you that. Only courage can. Life doesn't wait for comfort. Time doesn't slow down for safety. Dreams don't come to those who stay still. If you want a life worth remembering, one without regrets, you must choose to be uncomfortable, to be unsettled, to be unstoppable. Comfort doesn't just kill dreams, it kills legacy. It quiets your voice and shrinks your impact. But you have a fire inside bigger than comfort's lies. A vision worth chasing, a story worth telling. So decide now. Stay comfortable and settle, or face the fear and chase your purpose with everything you've got. There will be pain and doubt, but also growth, strength, and freedom. At the end, you'll know, you didn't just live, you thrived. You didn't just dream, You achieved, you made it count. Comfort kills dreams, discomfort saves them.